Morning.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. Right, okay, so this morning we
It's
are.
really cold.
It's not at all.
It is.
It's not.
It is. It's really cold.
You've just been a little sissy.
That's because I'm a girl.
Okay, right, anyway, so this morning we're going to talk about.
What puts the fire in your belly? What inspires you? What motivates you?
What makes you jump out of the bed in the morning? Apart from the alarm, obviously.
I was so going to say that.
I know you were. I predicted it.
I'm not going to.
I preempted.
Oh, you've said it.
Yeah, preempted it. I know that's what will happen. So, what does give you the fire in your belly? What makes you jump out of bed other than the alarm? What gets you going? What gets you excited? What gets your blood pumping?
So, what about you?
What about me?
Yeah. What does that to you? Don't say me.
We'll see you later. Okay. Lots of things. You know, I mean, for me, it's about how many people I can reach today. It's about how many people I can help. I can speak to, reach. There's lots and lots of different things that I suppose inspire me and gets me buzzing for the day, really. And I suppose that's what people's got to find is what's yours. What's your switch?
So, you know, if someone was kind of like, oh, hello, little bike. If someone was kind of didn't know what it was and was really couldn't, you know, someone who can't get motivated and can't get themselves going.
Yeah.
What?
Look at the goals.
I didn't finish my question.
No, but that's the answer. I know the answer.
But I didn't finish
Okay,
my
finish your
question.
question.
What would you do?
Look at your goals. Look at your goals. No, seriously though, I mean that's the thing. Do you know the reason why people don't have no drive, they don't have no motivation, is because they've got nothing to be driven towards.
Yep.
There's nothing inspiring them or driving them or pushing them, or there's nothing to focus on. So
they're going to be exactly in the same place in 5 years' time as they are today.
Exactly. They've got no purpose, and that is the thing. Is when you've got no purpose, you lose your way.
Yeah.
So it's about having that clarity, and it's the things that we talk about all the time. You know, get the goals, get some real clarity on them. Then you can once you've got that, you can then take that massive action that we talk about. You know, taking that action on them goals that's got so much clarity behind them. And that's where you're going to get your fire from. That's where you're going to get your motivation. That's where that hunger inside is going to make you lurch out of bed each morning to go and hustle hard. Do you know?
And you know what it is? If you haven't got that fire in your belly, if you haven't got that hustle and that motivation, your goals aren't big enough.
Absolutely. And this is what we've been saying for a long time. Smart goals, while there's merit in the method, the actual meaning behind it's kind of defunct.
That's what you're going to say then.
What do you think I was saying?
Can't repeat it, it was a rude word.
But it is, I mean, specific, yeah, totally agree. Measurable, yeah, okay, you want it to be measurable. What am I on? Attainable. It's the R that's the real problem. Realistic, that is the big problem with smart goals, because realistic goals just don't exist in this part of just this era. You know, realistic goals are, you know, they've got to be stupid goals, they've got to be laughable goals, they've got to be scary and terrifying. That's why I kind of had a little bit of a fun play around with the SMART acronym and changed it to specific, massive, you know, changed it all together, terrifying and things like that as well. That's why I did that, because a goal's got to be absolutely terrifying. Yes, you're responsible. Do you know, it's not realistic, it's you're responsible for this.
Yeah.
Do you know, you've got to take that action. You've got to
it kind of goes back to if someone sets your goals for you, they're not your goals, are they?
Yeah, you're never going to buy into someone else's, are you? But people do all the time. I mean, the biggest one is the financial one, isn't it? Everyone's like, what's your financial goals? I want to be a millionaire. And it's like, well, have you actually thought about that? I want a million. Have you actually thought about what that million really is? Because if you go back 70 years, your dad were probably talking about wanting to have $1 million, and $1 million 70 years ago is worth something totally different to what $1 million now is.
Yeah.
So again, it's not your goal, it's not your drive, it's not your motivation, it's not your hunger. What's your hunger?
That's just, you've been conditioned to say it from those around you, or from even like the lottery shows and stuff, isn't it?
Totally.
We're going to make so many millionaires.
Fantastic, good. That's great. That's great. That's really good and brilliant. But do you know what's your drive? What's your force? What's the thing that's going to push you on?
And if you were a millionaire, what would you do with it? Well,
yeah, true. Well, how would you spend your days? How would you spend your days? But I was talking to a client of mine yesterday, and like one of her employees, I think he said that it's her uncle is I think he won £4.5 million at lottery. But family's kicking off because he's given them £1,000 each.
wow.
And they're saying, oh, he's got all that money and he's only given us £1,000. So, you know, there's like, he's got all that money, he's only given me £1,000. Did he have to give you 1,000?
No.
Did he have to give you 1,000?
Well, if he'd have given them more,
it'd be showing off.
Yeah,
you can't win.
Kit.
It's the same as you go to a local pub that you've always gone in, and if you then decide to buy everybody a round of drinks, they'll be saying, look at him showing off because he's won lottery. But if you didn't buy anyone a drink, they'd be saying, look at him tight get, won lottery, he's not even buying us a drink. There's just no situation that you're going to win.
No.
But at the end of the day, this is society. This is what society's acceptance is all about. Do you know, we talk about things like this all the time. Do you know, society has put a certain conditioning onto us that we have to strive to be a certain type of person. You know, we have to live in a certain type of house and drive a certain type of car and save. And
but is that going to make you happy? Is that what you actually want?
Absolutely. So it's about discovering that. You know, what is it that you want to achieve? What's your ideal day look like? We've mentioned this in the previous ones. You know, write down what you know, if money was no issue of yours, what would your ideal day be like? I'm keeping you up.
Sorry. Made my eyes water that.
And really discover what it is. You know, discover what's going to make you jump out of bed in the morning. Discover what that motivation is, what that fire in your belly is.
Because if having all that money is not going to give you your reason and give you what you want, then you're striving to the wrong thing, aren't you?
True.
And again, that goes back to the conditioning thing. It's what you've always heard, so you're just repeating it. It's just a lazy goal, that one.
Yeah. Sarah's here, look, tissues. She just secretes tissues wherever we are. It just leaves like a puddle of tissues.
It's a bit dramatic.
It's not that, is it?
There's a tissue.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's mine.
No, it is. I don't have tissues. I've got my sleeve.
Filthy swine.
Oh. So, how do people get that fire in the belly? How do they discover their purpose?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think it's about nailing down
your goals
and knowing what you're working towards, so that you're hungry every day, because you're going to get that step closer to achieving that goal.
Absolutely. And this is another thing you see, you know, people really struggle with goals. Do you know, they don't really know what it is they want. And so because you don't know what it is that you want, you don't know what action you need to take, and because you don't know what action you need to take, the results you get is none. And you just find yourself in a drifted out circle. You know, you're just flowing, like following life's flow, and you never really get anything that you want. So you become miserable, depressed, sad, whatever it may be, because you don't know what you want.
And then that turns to resentment, and it's everyone else's fault. It's the world's fault. So, but there is solutions. You know, you can go online. There's loads of things that can help you set goals. There's loads of seminars you can sign up for. There's loads of YouTube videos. There's loads of blogs that you can read. There's lots and lots and lots of things that's out there to help you get better. Do you know what I mean? And I've said this many, many times. I wish that when I first started out, when I was 20 years old, that all this content was as easily accessible. Do you know, I wish there were things like this that I could have just reached out to for free.
because it would have made such a big difference. So you've got to be humble at the same time. You know, you need to be able to eat some of that humble pie. We actually are putting on a training workshop, and that's going to be all aimed at your personality. So it's discovering your personality type and how that affects your goals. So it's going to be helping you to set the goals and helping you to understand how you need to get them, so that the actual rock solid goals and what work for you. Because that's the biggest problem that we face as people, is that we don't fully understand ourselves, so we can't really commit to goals because we don't